Nice to have you on the show, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Chiropractor for the Dayton Dragons. Now, as we talked in the green room,
Sports chiropractic plays a huge role. Nowadays, there's a chiropractor with almost every professional team.
and it didn't used to be, unfortunately, right?
It did not, but I will tell you this, the athletes still went to the chiropractor. They just weren't employed by the professional teams.
Right. Yeah.
Now they're seeing the benefits of this. And, you know, the new linebacker that came from a certain team in Pittsburgh that's now playing for the Bengals.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw in the paper, but it did talk about him when they signed him. He talked about how he takes care of his body. He spends over $600,000 a year on his body. Now, that's not solely chiropractic. That's also nutrition, as Dr. Rob talked about.
Oh, yeah.
He has a hyperbaric chamber that he gets in when he trains. But he also talks about massage and chiropractic. So, again, in sports, it's very important not only to take care of your body in that sense to prevent injury, but also, as you're talking about, it can also treat injuries.
So you understood everything Dr. Oz said, but how important that is.
Yes.
Especially in sports.
Absolutely.
Now, let me ask you this. What is your age? You look 20. You look 20.
20? Well, I am 34.
Wow. Oh, you were kidding me when you said he was only 20.
No, I said you look like you're 23.
Oh, I thought
23.
he said, but he's really only 23. And I said, now, wait a minute. If he's 23, he looks 20, but if he's 23, he went to chiropractic school when he was 16 years old.
Well, actually, I went to Wilmington College. I'm local to Dayton. Went to Twin Valley South. Graduated high school there. Went to Wilmington College, where I double majored in sports medicine, athletic training, and sports management. And I played basketball there. Believe it or not, I know I'm not the tallest guy, but and then I went on to Logan College of Chiropractic out in St. Louis, and that's where I did my chiropractic school.
Now, is that a 3-year or is that a 3-year?
No, that's it's actually a 10-semester program,
10
which would put you at 5 years. And I did get my my undergrad first, so you're looking at about 9 years. You can complete it a little bit quicker than that by going year-round, which is what I did.
How do you remember all the muscles and bones? You know how many? No, I'm asking him. You know how many bones there are in the human body?
How many?
Anybody know? Tell them. How many?
206 is correct.
Wow.
Yes, that is correct.
And they do get out of whack.
Yes, they do. Yeah, we also talked about Arnold Schwarzenegger earlier in the program, and I attend an event every single year, the Arnold Fitness Classic in Columbus, Ohio. It's one of the largest fitness expos and symposiums in the country. And Arnold comes and speaks to the chiropractors every single time because he's that much of a believer in chiropractic, and he used that through all of his bodybuilding and training career. And he actually has an honorary degree of chiropractic that they've given him through the the International Chiropractic Association. So that shows you, there's a guy who, can lift a house, still can at his age, and the way that he trained multiple times throughout the day to become Mr. Olympia and to become, who he is today. He really, really supports chiropractic. Again, like I said, it was the 21st annual last year, and he attended it, and he also spoke with the chiropractors and comes in and each year just really encourages everyone about the benefits of chiropractic.
In your professional opinion, is the industry drug-free?
It is drug-free. That's within the philosophy of chiropractic. When you look at chiropractic, you try to get the body to heal itself. If you get a cut on your arm and you don't do anything about it, it will heal. More than likely, it's going to heal.
But if you don't eat right, those little healer things say, oh, forget it, just let him suffer. Let's let that infection come in. That all works together.
Absolutely. So it's the same thing with chiropractic. If you have a cut on your arm and you clean it, you're eating properly, you maybe put a little ointment on there to help fix it, it's going to heal better. So same thing with your body. If you have an injury and you do nothing about it, more than likely it will heal. But later on, it's going to cause more problems. If you treat that at the time, take care of it, whether you're young, whether you're old, you're going to function a lot better. It's like you said, you would rather ride a bicycle than be in a wheelchair when you retire.
And
How did you become part? Oh, go ahead, Dave.
The chiropractic care helps your body not overcompensate for the injury. and put other stresses on your body.
Exactly. I mean, the easy analogy that many chiropractors use, and I use every day, is that you take care of your car, right? You invest money in a car. You make sure that the oil's changed in it. So you do maintenance on it. You make sure that you rotate the tires, because if the tires are out of alignment, it's going to wear differently. Well, the human body, guess how many spine replacements they've done in this country?
Thousands.
Zero.
Oh, zero?
You can do a shoulder replacement. You can do a
Oh,
knee
that's right, you
replacement.
can't replace the
You can do a
spine.
hip
Okay,
replacement,
yeah.
but you cannot replace the spine. So in that sense, that's something that you want to maintain, because it houses your nervous system. Your nervous system runs everything in the body. So even the things that Dr. Rob talked about, if your nervous system isn't functioning properly, then it's not going to be able to assimilate all those nutrients and do the things that it needs to do. Unfortunately, though, they're also making foods these days at the restaurants that you're talking about, where it's very convenient.
Yeah.
Everybody's in a hurry these days. Everybody has a lot to do. And so these foods that they're making, really, they don't feed your body.
No.
They actually increase inflammation within your body. The American diet is very what they call pro-inflammatory. So when you eat these foods, you actually are breeding inflammation. So if you sprain your ankle and if you have a very good diet, you eat the fruits, the vegetables, the lean meats, you get your multivitamins, you supplement, what happens is your body's going to heal quicker. You're going to actually not have as much inflammation. But many times these days, the diet is so pro-inflammatory that a minor injury can turn into something more major, based upon the fact that your body's full of inflammation because you're feeding it to yourself every day.
How did you become associated? How did all this come about with you and the Dayton Dragons? How did that come about?
Well, like I said, I did sports medicine as my undergrad, and so being a certified athletic trainer, and majoring in sports management, I created a network of individuals, and as I went away, I came back, I made sure to introduce myself to some people within the Dayton Dragons. And a good friend of mine, Aaron Fawcett, he is actually the medical liaison for the Dayton Dragons. So I got in contact with him, and I said, look, every team has a chiropractor. The Reds have a chiropractor, and they're the affiliate of the Reds, the Dayton Dragons, obviously. So they're the single A affiliate, and he said, I think that's a great idea. So brought me down, spoke with the coaches, and I've been doing it since 2006, and it's been great. I mean, the players really appreciate it, because these kids are. It's amazing. You think like they're professional ball players, but they're 18 years old. They're 19 years old. Yeah. And everybody's in the stands looking at these guys. Well, with a sport like baseball, you got to think about it as a very unilateral sport. And so what I mean by that is you use one side. They don't go out there and throw left-handed and right-handed. They don't usually swing both. Now, obviously, you can have someone who has the ability to do that, but they don't swing both ways with the bat. They're going to swing right-handed or left-handed. If you think about the torque on the body that they get when they're playing this sport, that's where that maintenance comes in. So many of these guys, they're in great shape. They're 18 years old. They're professional athletes. They don't need a lot of their injuries taken care of, because their injuries are taken care of through the medical staff, the training room. But when they get these things out of alignment, when they're using one side of their body, you can help them to maintain the proper alignment and balance within the spine.
And I would think that the pitcher, when he throws that ball, that's a lot of pressure on the shoulder and the knee.
Right on the elbow, shoulder. Actually, many times with treating a pitcher, you look at their arm and you say, well, we got to treat their shoulder. So if they're a right-handed pitcher, we need to treat their right shoulder. Many times it's opposite. You treat their left hip. Think about what leg that they're striding with when they pitch. They're striding with the opposite leg. Young pitchers, I work with a lot of young athletes as well. I cover the football team at Twin Valley South. I also have a new office going in at the Preble County Medical Center. Preble County Chiropractic, Nutrition, and Sports Injury Center. But I work with a lot of these small athletes, young athletes, and they can't stand on one foot. They can pitch the ball, but you tell them to stand on one foot and they don't have the balance. Many times that's alignment in the pelvis, and also you got to think about that's injury prevention right there. If you work on their balance and their alignment, they're going to be more accurate and they're going to be less likely to hurt their arm.
Well, you know your stuff, I'll say that.
Well, this is what I do.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
We've
Great
been
to be
trying to get
here.
you here for a while.